The top 10 most expensive art pieces this year, it was a crazy $781 million. Let's find out who those artists are and what pieces made the list. But first, let's acknowledge how insane this is. And after this video, do me a favor and send yourself down a rabbit hole trying to figure out why. Why do people spend this much money on one piece? Is it for love? Is it for taxes? We can get back into that later. Anyway, this is our news of Mariah. Let's get to it. Let's start from bottom to top. Coming in at number 10 is Cy Twombly's Untitled, which was executed in 2007 and sold for $58.9 million. Let me repeat, this is number 10. Just imagine what the rest of the list is gonna look like, and imagine, better yet, that they expected this piece to sell for more. The highest estimate on this piece was $60 million. Now, a treat would have been to see it surpass that, but it landed right in the middle of the estimate of low of $40 million and the high of $60. Number 9 is Jackson Pollock's Untitled, number 17. It was executed in 1951 and it sold for $61.2 million. Now, because of the rarity here, it went past its high estimate by a great amount. It was estimated to sell between a low of $25 million and just a high of $35 million. So $61 million raised a lot of praises. Up next, we have a very, very special one. He is the only artist on this list who sold an NFT. And on top of that, the only artist that actually seen any monetary return from those high selling pieces. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Number 8, coming in, we have Beeple's Everydays, the first 5,000 days, which was made in 2021, this year, and sold for $69.3 million. Now, this one was unprecedented. No one could possibly know the outcome of this one. It was completely new to the market, but it did not disappoint, making headlines literally everywhere. Next, we have number 7, Claude Monet's A Painting from his series Water Lilies. It was made in 1919 and it sold for $70.4 million. That was no surprise there. Coming in at number 6 is a Vincent van Gogh piece. I'm personally not going to try to butcher the name here with my Texas accent, but you guys can take a stab at it. It was executed in 1889 and it sold for $71.4 million. At number 5, we have Alberto Giacometti's L'Agnese. It was cast in 1965 and it sold for $78.4 million. This piece was sold from one of the most fascinating single owner collections of the year, from the Maclow's collection, and it was purchased by Justin Sun. If you guys have been keeping up with the art news, you should know who Justin Sun is. He's the crypto entrepreneur that everyone is talking about in the art world. He's also planning to show his entire collection in the metaverse. If you want to learn more about that, click the card above. Now, coming in at number 4 is Mark Rothko's number 7, which was executed in 1951 and sold for $82.5 million. Although this piece was estimated to sell for up to $90 million, it would have been amazing for that to happen for those who were watching, and more so for the Maclows. Or, now that I think about it, maybe not for the Maclows, because the only reason they were selling this collection was because they were going through a divorce. I'm pretty sure they were not happy to get rid of their entire collection. We're going to talk about that more in another video. Number 3 is Sandra Botticelli's Portrait of a Young Man Holding a Roundel, which sold for $92.2 million. This piece in itself had 2 options. It was either not expected to perform at all or expected to perform up to $200 million. Now, especially artists, I want you to listen to the language that I'm using and the language that the auction houses use. Using words like perform, it lets us know that the work has become separate from the artist in many cases, taking on a life of its own, really becoming a performance piece. Now, I wanted to note that because it's very interesting. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Now, we're to the final 2, with number 2 being none other than Jean-Michel Basquiat, selling, in this case, his second most expensive auction result to date of $93.1 million. And finally, for number 1, a name you know whether you're familiar with art or not, Pablo Picasso, selling his piece for $103.4 million. The bids were coming through until the end. Then there were 2 main bidders driving the price and battling for the win. They went up just $1 million increments at a time, from $60 million to $90 million, trying each other's hands and bidding by phone. It was crazy. Now, keep in good mind that these numbers include the auction house premium, which were the fees that auction houses charged to sell the work. For instance, the Pablo Picasso hammered at 90 million, but at the end of the day, it sold for 103.4 million because of the premiums. Needless to say, these auction houses are making a lot of money. Let's end by recognizing that there are no women on this list. Let's also recognize that only one artist saw a direct monetary return, and this artist used the technology of the non-fungible token. That's all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to press that like button and subscribe if you vibe. Until next time.